Hey there guys, so today's video is going to be my April favorites. This might not be the best makeup that I've ever done in this video, honestly. Like, the lippy might get a little bit jacked during this video, but honestly, like, I just need to get this favorites video done because I don't think I'm going to have any other time to actually film it. I actually did just get back from seeing Avengers Endgame, and oh my god. It was so fucking good. So good. So I'm sure most of you have seen it, but oh my god. Tearjerker. So good. Oh my god. And I wore my Chris Pratt shirt. I wear this pretty much every time I see Avengers. I wore it when I saw Infinity War. I wore it when I saw Endgame. So, because I love Chris Pratt, but he wasn't really in the movie because if you saw Infinity War, you know that he dies at the end of Infinity War, so I don't think I'm giving anything away there. I think pretty much everyone has seen Endgame that is going to be seeing, everyone has seen Infinity War, I mean, that is going to see Endgame. So let's get into this favorites video. I have so many favorites this month because, as you guys know, at the end of March, I did try out a shit ton of new makeup. I did get a lot of stuff from online brands and from the drugstore, so I really want to tell you guys all of my favorites that I've been enjoying. I do have one primer favorite, so let's just start off with that. So this is the NYX Angel Veil Skin Perfecting Primer. I thought that I didn't really like this when I first started using it, but now I think I actually really do enjoy it. I have been reaching for it a lot more the past couple of weeks, and every time I do use it, I actually really like it. It's really, really smoothing on the skin. It makes my foundation go on really nicely. It's not really a shiny kind of primer, so it does make the foundation like not be too shiny on my skin. Not that I have problems with oil, but I do like how it feels on my skin. It feels very smooth when I put it on. The only thing I don't like about this is the smell. I'm not sure if I got an old one from Ulta. Like, honestly, if they're selling old ones, they should be giving me a new one, you know, like pulling it off the shelf or something. I don't know. But I don't love the smell of this. Let me know if you guys have like a weird smelling NYX Angel Veil. I don't know if it's supposed to smell weird. It just smells like old to me. So I don't know if it was just old when I first got it. But yeah, I really have been enjoying this primer. So I didn't think I was going to like it so much. So that is the first thing. Now let's jump into some foundations. I'm just going to talk about probably the same foundations that I mentioned last month, but I'm just going to talk about them again because I have been reaching for these ones the most this month. So the first one is the L'Oreal Paris Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation in the shade, what is the shade again? I always forget the shade of this. 405 Porcelain. So I actually don't think I've used my L'Oreal True Match since I've gotten this foundation. Maybe I reached for my True Match maybe once. I was going to use it today, but I actually tested out a brand new foundation that I got from the Sephora VIP sale, which my next video will be my Sephora VIP sale haul. But I did test out the foundation because I did order it online, so I am wearing it today. But you guys will find out what foundation I'm wearing in a couple days. I love this foundation. This is definitely one of my favorite foundations ever. It is just so beautiful on the skin. It looks perfect when you first put it on, and I love it so damn much. It's just such a beautiful foundation. I can't say enough about this. The only thing, again, that I noticed is that it does break up a little bit, but I think it's only because of the concealer that I wear sometimes with this foundation. I am wearing the e.l.f. concealer today, and I do really like this concealer, but I do find it does break up a little bit. It does look really good underneath my eyes, though. Like, I can say my under eyes look pretty good, but I can notice, like, it does emphasize my texture a little bit around my nose and around this area. I did have to dab my face again, when I got home just to help it look a little bit better. But it does look good underneath my eyes. I do give it that. It does last a pretty long time underneath my eyes. But anyway, we're not talking about that. We're talking about the foundation. But if you haven't tried this, you really should. It does have a strong fragrance to it, but it is a gorgeous foundation. So beautiful. Lasts such a long time on the skin. Love this guy. You really can't go wrong with it. And then the other one that I've been raving about, and I did use this in my collaboration video with my girls from YouTube, Moment with Chip, EXO Marley, etc. This is the CoverGirl Vitalist Healthy Elixir Foundation with vitamins, broad spectrum SPF 20 in the shade 705 Ivory. This foundation is so beautiful on the skin. I actually wore this one, and then I did wear the CoverGirl 3-in-1 foundation a couple days ago. They're both such freaking good foundations. Like L'Oreal, CoverGirl, Maybelline, they all make fantastic foundations. Like if you're looking for cheaper foundations and you don't want to spend $40 on a foundation, pick up a drugstore one. Honestly, the drugstore kills it with foundations. CoverGirl makes freaking amazing. Like if you're cruelty-free and you want a cruelty-free foundation, try CoverGirl foundations because they are so beautiful. Like the 3-in-1 and this one I freaking love. This looks so beautiful and healthy on your skin. It really does do what it says. It says healthy elixir. It makes your skin look so healthy and dewy and beautiful and gorgeous. I love this guy so much. I don't have anything negative to say about it. It lasts for hours. I love it. It makes your skin look so beautiful. It's so good. The only negative I would say about this is that it is a little bit dark for my skin. I wish that this did come in a lighter color. Like CoverGirl, come on, step it up. Like you need a lighter color. Like honestly, it's kind of ridiculous that there's no fair. There's only an ivory. So it is kind of weird. So, but this is amazing. I love it so damn much. I have so many favorites that I don't even have room to put my favorites that I had already talked about. Like, that's how many favorites I have on my desk right now. Like, it's kind of ridiculous. And then the last foundation that I've been reaching for a ton. This is probably the stick foundation I've been reaching for the most this month, and I love it. This is the Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue Hydrating Foundation Stick in the shade Opal 01. This has quickly become one of my favorite stick foundations, if not my favorite, right under the Makeup Forever one. I just prefer higher end stick foundations than drugstore ones. I know people say that the L'Oreal Infallible one is really amazing and the Maybelline one is really amazing, but I already got the Wet n Wild one. I'm not like too in love with the Wet n Wild one. I do like it, but out of these newer foundations that I had tried, these are definitely my favorites. This foundation is just so good. It's so hydrating on the skin. It's just, I feel like a dry girl's dream. Kathleen Lights just talked about it, and I think her April favorites or possibly her March favorites. I think it was her most recent favorites though, and it's still a favorite of mine. I heard about it from her, and honestly, she's totally right. It is a dry girl's dream. It's so hydrating for a stick foundation for dry skin. As you guys can see, I've used it a lot because there is a big curve in it. It is so good. Like, I've never tried a stick foundation that's this hydrating, and I love it. I think if you love the Complexion Rescue Liquid, you should try this. This is even more convenient and easy to use, and it's just a beautiful, dewy, light coverage foundation. And if you don't want too much coverage and you just want something really, really simple, this is what I grab for all the time when I'm just going over my boyfriend's house or I just want to do a really, really light makeup day. This is what I'm reaching for, and it's beautiful. And I've been switching off with this and my Physicians Formula. Those are like the two that I've been grabbing for the most this month when it comes to like lighter makeup days, and this is so beautiful. So that is it for foundations. Now let's talk about concealer. The one concealer I want to talk about. I have been loving this concealer. This is the concealer. This is one of my all-time favorite concealers. I'm pretty much set on this concealer. This concealer is amazing. I haven't fallen in love hardcore with a concealer since probably this guy, the Urban Decay Naked Skin. This is still one of my all-time favorite concealers. I am so super picky with concealers. This is the one. I love this concealer. This is the L'Oreal Paris Infallible Full Wear More Than Concealer, and this one is in the shade Porcelain 320. Now, this concealer is full coverage. But the difference between this, and I'm going to talk about both of these, between the L'Oreal and the e.l.f. one is still really good, but I like this one more because this one is not matte. Like, it has a matte finish, but it's so hydrating. I feel like this is what the Tarte Shape Tape should have been for me. The Tarte Shape Tape I don't like it because it like bubbles up on my skin. Like it looks good when you first put it on, but then like after that it creases like crazy on me. This does not crease on me. It looks so beautiful and hydrating underneath the eyes. It looks beautiful on the skin. It blends in so well. I think I used this in my collaboration video and I showed you guys how beautiful this concealer is. I love it underneath my eyes. And I also love the shade of this. It's not too white. It's like the perfect shade for like a porcelain skin tone. It's like, and it's not too yellow. Like, I don't know what they did with this, but it's such a beautiful shade for lighter skin tones. I know like probably not everyone has been raving about this, but I love this concealer. I haven't tried the Milani one, and I know everyone's been comparing the e.l.f., the Milani, and the L'Oreal, but so far this one has knocked me out of my socks. It's knocked me off my chair. I freaking love this concealer so much. It's just so good. It works with every single foundation that I use. I feel like it's not too full coverage to not work with lighter foundations. And even if I do use it with a lighter foundation, it's not too full coverage. It just blends in so seamlessly with every single foundation that I use it with. And I just love it. Like, I cannot say enough good things about it. And of course, I love wearing it with the coinciding foundation. This is such a beautiful combination. I cannot get enough of this damn concealer. And I just want to give a shout out to the e.l.f. and also the Naked Skin. The Naked Skin is still one of my ride or dies, and I used it a couple days ago. And it still looks so beautiful underneath the eyes. Like, it does not settle into my wrinkles here. It looks so beautiful underneath the eyes. This is still a damn good concealer. So these are like my two all-time favorites, you guys. These two concealers are freaking amazing. And I did just use my e.l.f. concealer today, and this is still a really good concealer as well. The only reason why it's not one of my all-time favorites, I mean, I still really love it. It honestly looks great underneath the eyes. Like, my under eyes are looking pretty damn good right now. It is super full coverage. This is definitely one of my favorite full coverage concealers. It's a good damn concealer. It just is a little bit more matte and a little bit more white than the L'Oreal. The only thing I would say is that it's more matte and it is a lighter like white shade, which I don't really love sometimes. But it's still a really good concealer as well. And of course I love the ColourPop No Filter concealer as well, which I did use a couple of times this month too, but you guys know how much I love that. But this is a really good concealer too. So that is it for concealers. Now let's move on to eyes, because we do have quite a few eyeshadow palettes to talk about. So I have to talk about this one first. This has been my most reached for palette this entire month. I could not make a favorites video without talking about this. I'm obsessed with this damn palette, so I'm obviously talking about the ColourPop Sweet Talk Pressed Powder palette. This has been my favorite palette from ColourPop. I don't know, I'm literally holding this because I love it so much. But I do love my Princess Thing palette. I do love my Dream Street, but this palette, I think it's so different. It's not just a basic neutral palette. It's just so damn pretty. It is so damn pretty. And all of the shades are so freaking amazing in this palette. I feel like I could do so many looks with this palette. I've been reaching for this palette like crazy. I've used all the lid shades at least 3 or 4 times this month. I'm obsessed with this palette. I can't get enough of it. I can create so many looks with it. I am going to be posting a full review of this palette. I did use it in a spring makeup tutorial with Chip, and that was pretty much the first time I used this palette, and then once I used it, I'm like, I'm in love. The mattes blend so beautifully. Every shade is pigmented. When you get a ColourPop palette, there's barely any duds in it. They know how to do pigmentation. Like, and I know probably people think that I'm like up ColourPop's ass, that I love their stuff, but they make such amazing products for such a good price. Like, if I could get this and not get a freaking high-end palette that only has like 3 good shades in it, no, I'd rather spend $18 on a solid, amazing pigmented palette that's going to blend beautifully and has amazing shimmers in it. Their shimmers are so gorgeous. So my 2 favorite shades are Garden Date and Side to Side. And I love Melody. Melody's so beautiful too. So Garden Date is this rose gold one. Oh my god, so pretty. Side to Side is the Super Shock one, and it's such a beautiful, like, glittery dream. And the gold is Melody, and it's such a gorgeous gold. Oh my gosh, they're so beautiful. I can't get enough of this palette. And the mattes though. I love Meadow and I love Work It. The mattes are so beautiful. That one is Work It and that one is Meadow. They're just such a beautiful color scheme. I am so obsessed with coral looks now. I feel like coral is going to be such a big color for spring this year. I feel like I even got my nails done coral today. Finally got my nails done. I know I've been like long overdue to get them done. I got them coral because of the shade Meadow in this palette because I wanted a coral shade just like Meadow, and I think it came pretty damn close, right? But I wanted coral, so I got like a corally kind of orangey shade. But even the glitters in here are so beautiful. I don't want to swatch them because I'm going to have glitter all over my hand, but I'm telling you, this palette is freaking bomb. If you're looking for a good spring palette, you found it in this. It is so freaking good. I can't say enough good things about it. It's amazing. I love it so damn much. And of course, my other favorite, I think you guys know I love this already. This is the Milani Pure Passion eyeshadow palette. This palette's so good. It is just as good as the ColourPop one. The quality of this is amazing, you guys. Amazing. I'm going to hold it down here so I don't blind you guys. But holy shit balls, this palette is amazing as well. I'm sorry, but I love this palette. The mattes are beautiful. As you guys can see, I have used and abused this. I don't know if you can see the mattes, but I have used the mattes a ton. And the shimmers are so good. So good. Like, come on. Look how good that is. Like, how pretty is that? They are a bit crumbly in the pan, but when you put them on the eyes, they really do perform beautifully. And this shade, this pink one, I mean, hello, how beautiful is that? And then let's swatch this brown matte because they are just so freaking good. They just blend just as well as the ColourPop ones, and I love them. I just love them. They're amazing, and I can't say enough good things about this palette. I am so glad that I got it. I know I have too many palettes now, but hey, I'm a palette collector. I love palettes, and this is amazing. So I can't get enough of this. It's amazing. It's such a good palette. And then the last one, I'm really, really tired, so if I repeat myself, you guys obviously know I love all these products already, but I'm going to repeat myself. The last palette that I have is the Beauty Bakery Proof is in the Puddin' palette. I'm not sure. I mean, I'm pretty sure I talked about the Milani and this one in my last favorites video, but obviously, we're going to talk about them again because they're like these are the only newer eyeshadows that I have. This is such a good palette, you guys. This is such a good neutral palette for someone that is looking for a basic like neutral palette for work, but also it creates beautiful looks. Like honestly, every time I use this palette, I'm not disappointed with it. The mattes are beautiful. The shimmers are beautiful. These are like my three favorite shades. Oh, I definitely love these three shades the most. These ones might not swatch as good as the... Oh, look how pretty. So this one is Bread Pudding. This one is Spiced Caramel. And this one is Chia Pudding. Oh my god, they're just so good. And again, they blend beautifully. They're super buttery and soft. And all the shimmers are beautiful on the lid. And all the mattes blend beautifully together. So again, I don't have anything negative to say about any of these palettes. I think they're all amazing. They don't have too much fallout. They have beautiful blendability. Honestly, I'm so happy I tried all these palettes because they're all so, so good. And yeah, I really have nothing negative to say about these. They're literally all amazing. And then the last palette that I have been reaching for quite a bit again this month. I just want a little bit more water. Is the Naked Cherry palette by Urban Decay. I have been using this quite a bit this past month. And I swear I love this palette. It is so good, you guys. The only negative I would have to say about this is that the mattes do get a little bit hard to blend sometimes. But the shimmers in this palette are so damn beautiful. Honestly, some of the best shimmers Urban Decay has ever done for me. Look, like, well, you guys all know what this palette looks like. I'm sure a lot of you own it. But Look at this. Look at Ambitious. Is that not freaking stunning? And then Turn On. I mean, look at this. Look how pretty those are. And I feel like it's a very similar color scheme to the Milani one, but I was so into like berry tones ever since I got this palette, and I wanted something more berry toned to like have more options. Not that I really need any more. This one is Drunk Dial. I mean, I don't know if I could say anything else about this palette. I think you guys know that I love it. I just want to tell you guys that I did use it quite a bit this month as well. I really wanted to whip it out again and do a couple looks. So I did, and I was happy that I did get to play with it again a couple times this month. And it's beautiful. I really do love it. So like I said, the only thing is that I feel like the mattes are a little bit hard to blend sometimes. But other than that, the other three are not, they don't muddy together like this one might. But if you use a lighter hand and you don't use as much, they tend to blend just fine. But yeah, Urban Decay is not a hard formula to work with. They're not as pigmented as Anastasia Beverly Hills, so that's why I enjoy Urban Decay eyeshadows as much as I do. That's why I have so many Urban Decay palettes. But yeah, I was actually going to wear my Urban Decay Moon Dust shadow today, but I decided to wear the Alice in Wonderland palette today. And I put a little bit of Makeup Forever's glitter on top, like one of those individual ones that I got from Chip. But yeah, love this guy, and you guys know how much I love that anyway. Okay, so we have just one powder to talk about. This is the Thrive Cosmetics Filtered Effects Soft Focus Setting Powder in the shade Translucent Matte. I'm pretty sure I talked about this in the last favorites video, but I'm going to talk about it again. I freaking love this powder. It is so beautiful and blurring on the skin. I use it underneath my eyes every single day because I love how it sets my concealer. It just blurs my under eyes, and it just makes it look beautiful and bright, and it doesn't look powdery. I love it. And I also really love it on the face as well. I love using it with fuller coverage foundations, and it makes every foundation look beautiful. Again, does not look powdery. It just makes your skin look airbrushed. So I love this guy, and I've been using it constantly. Sorry, your girl is a little bit thirsty because, yeah, didn't really drink that much water today. Okay, so it seems that my lippy is okay. Okay, so let's just talk about two mascaras really quick. Oh, wait, I have two more eyeshadows. What am I doing? Hello, if I don't talk about these, I'll die. I love these so much. These are probably... This is, again, from ColourPop, but this formula is so stunning. I love these so much. I haven't fallen in love with like a single eyeshadow formula from ColourPop since like the ColourPop Pigments, which I love those too, but these are so good. So these are the ColourPop Jelly Much eyeshadows, and I am obsessed with these so much. I can't believe it took me so long to actually try these, and now I'm freaking obsessed with them. Oh my gosh. My lippy. Hold on. Okay, hold on. I think we salvaged it, so we're good. So these guys. Oh my gosh. So good. So the first one I wanted to talk about is the Disney Villains Perfectly Wretched Jelly Much eyeshadow, and this is the shade for Cruella. Oh my god. This is so freaking stunning. I've been wearing this a ton this month. It is just so gorgeous. Look at this. Just look at that. Just take it in. It looks so basic, but it is so stunning on the eyes. Let me give it a little swatchy. I know I sound like a crazy person in this video, but I am so excited to talk about these products. Look at this. It's like blinding. And that's all, when I put it all over my lid, it is so stunning. I've been using this so much. And the thing is that you probably can't even see it on camera, but it has like silver and blue and red glitters in it. And these are so intense on the eyes. Like, I thought that I loved the Super Shock shadows. I think I might even love these more. Just because when they're on the eyes, like, I can just use it with my finger. Like, I thought that they were going to be too wet to use with my finger, because I thought since they were like a Jelly Much eyeshadow, that they would be a little bit more difficult to use my finger, but they're so easy to use with your finger. And this is just so freaking stunning on the eyes. I love it so much. And I've been using this shade a ton. This one is definitely my favorite. But this one from the spring collection, this one is called Close to You. And this one is also stunning as well. It's a beautiful pink. But it's not just pink. It's like a beautiful rose gold. And this one I've been using a ton as well. I used this on Easter in my Easter video and my Get Ready With Me. And this one has like... This one is stunning as well. Oh my god, it's so pretty. Look at that. That one is like pink. Look how reflective they are. It's pink, but it has like gold in it and purple. They're just so multi-dimensional, and I think that's why I love them so much. And they're just so easy to use. Like, they don't really transfer. They dry really quickly to the lid. They transfer a little bit, but honestly, not too bad. And they're really easy to clean up. But if you let them dry for like a few seconds, then they pretty much won't budge. Like, they'll pretty much dry and they won't budge. You won't have any fallout. So honestly, I kind of like these more than a liquid eyeshadow because you don't really have to deal with the fallout. That's why I love ColourPop products so much. Got a little itchy. But yeah, these are amazing, and I freaking love them so much. I cannot rave about these enough. These are definitely the single shadows that I've been using the most this month. I've used these both at least 3 or 4 times, and I love them. And I usually don't typically use single eyeshadows that much unless I freaking love them, but I did use my pigments a ton like that when I first got them. Alright, so now let's just talk about 3 more eye products, and then we can talk about lips and highlight and stuff. So you guys know I love these 3 mascaras, so I'm just going to talk about them really quick. The first one is the Thrive Causemetics Liquid Lash Extensions Mascara. Again, I've been using this a ton this month. This is the one I'm actually wearing today. I'm wearing it on my top and bottom lashes, and I love this. It gives beautiful length, curls your lashes beautifully, and I've been obsessed with that since I've gotten it. And the other one that I've been loving this month, I'm not sure if I talked about this in my last favorites video, but I've been loving this one. This is the CoverGirl Exhibitionist, and this is in this, obviously very black. I think I got this in my Marshalls haul, so I think I haven't talked about this yet, because that's when I got the L'Oreal concealer, and I couldn't wait to talk about the L'Oreal concealer either. But this is amazing. This is a really good mascara. It separates your lashes so beautifully and gives you beautiful length, but it really does a great job of separating your lashes, and that's why I like it so much. And every CoverGirl mascara I try, I love the I forget what it's called. It's the one with the red, the Plumpify Pro or something. And then the other one is the Katy Perry Kitty Cat Eye. And then I've tried this one. And this one is so good. This one's been raved about. I tried this because of the Fancy Face. And then Andrea Mattiliano said that she loved it. So I was like, I kind of want to try it. And I really like it. It really is so good. So I've been using that a ton this month. And then the last one, and I finally decided to repurchase this again and have this in my collection. This is the L'Oreal Paris Voluminous Lash Paradise Mascara. I know that this was a cult favorite on YouTube for a while. It was pretty much everywhere. Everyone was talking about it. But I just wanted to talk about it again because honestly, I love this mascara as well. My lippy really is annoying me. Like, I don't know if it's like... Okay, it's totally fine. I don't care. So, this is a really good mascara still. After the first time I used it again, I was like, I don't know if I still love it. But I've been doing this lash primer trick that I learned from Kathleen Lights. Is that if you leave the lash primer on for about 30 seconds before you go in with your mascara, it helps the mascara so much more rather than just like applying it right after you do the primer. And this gives me so much length when I do that. And it's such a beautiful mascara if I do that with the primer. So yeah, love this primer again, mascara again. And then just one eyeliner really quick. Ever since I've been using this again, I can't put it down. I haven't even touched my Costa Riche, and I know that's kind of crazy, but I kind of forgot how much I love this eyeliner. So this is the Maybelline Master Precise Skinny Gel Pencil, and this is in the shade Brown. I got this as a recommendation from a subscriber that's actually not subscribed to me anymore. We had too many differences, so she ended up unsubscribing to my channel. Anyway, she did recommend these to me though, and I kind of wanted to start using it again, and honestly, I've been kind of preferring like this kind of chocolatey brown on my waterline as opposed to like the warm tone of Costa Riche. And ever since I've been using it, I can't put it down. Plus, it lasts longer than Costa Riche, a lot longer in my waterline, because it has more of a gel formula rather than like a pencil formula. So I think that's why I've been enjoying this one more. So I can't stop using that. So yeah, that is it for that. So now let's move on to a couple of bronzers. So I will talk about just a couple of bronzers really, really quick. The first one, of course, is my favorite this month, and I can't stop using it. This one is just so good. This is the Thrive Cosmetics Sun Chaser Blur and Sculpt Bronzing Powder in the shade Raya. You guys know how much I've been loving Thrive products ever since I've tried all of them. Honestly, they are so good, and their powder products are so beautiful and soft. This just blends into the skin so beautifully, and it's just so... They just like have a blurring effect with all of their products. And that one is the Raya bronzer, and it's such a beautiful tone for me, and it just blends beautifully. It's so buttery, and I can't get enough of this. And then the other one is the Wet n Wild Ticket to Brazil Color Icon Bronzer. Honestly, I've been really loving this still. It has a beautiful light formula. It's really easy to use. If I want to have a light bronzer, and I do use this quite a bit. It doesn't swatch as well as the Thrive one because it's a little bit more light, but it is beautiful. It kind of reminds me of my Milani Dolce bronzer, so I've been loving that one too. So those are the only two bronzers. Now let's move on to, I think we only have 3 blushes to talk about because I didn't purchase too many. But I just wanted to talk about you know what? I do have one more. Give me one second. Blushes, highlights, and lipsticks, and then we're done. So the first blush I wanted to talk about, of course, is still one of my favorites. This is so freaking good. Honestly, people have been raving about these for a reason. They're so good. This is the Buxom Primer Infused Blush in the shade Seychelles. They're just so pigmented and easy to use, and they're kind of like a cream to powder, which I like this a lot more than the, I think it is cream to powder. No, it's just a primer infused blush, but it kind of has like a super creaminess to it. It's just so pigmented. Honestly, it doesn't require any buildup. It doesn't look like much, but on the face, it is super pigmented, and they last such a long time, and they're just so beautiful on the skin. I should have worn it today. I'm wearing a different blush today. I'll probably just end up wearing it tomorrow or something, but this is just such a good blush. And I kind of want another color, but I need to just slow down with blushes right now. But this is just so good. And then the other one, which I've been grabbing for a ton this month, I've been using it a lot for spring looks. This is the Thrive Cosmo Power Multi-Dimensional Strobing Blush. I definitely used it a lot more this month than when I first got it. And this is in the shade Rosy. Again, like this design is just so beautiful. But this is just such a gorgeous blush. I add it a lot as like a blush topper if I want to add a little bit more pigment to a look, or pigment to a blush, I mean, or I'll add it over like my Lime Crime blush, which again, I'm not like obsessed with those blushes, so I'll add this over it, and it just adds such a beautiful like shimmery tone and such a beautiful healthy glow to your skin. So I've been loving this as well. It's like a highlighting blush, and these are just so beautiful. And then the last blush is this guy. And this is really pretty too. This is like the only new blush I picked up this month because, again, I only really shopped at Marshall's this month. I didn't really buy any other makeup. So this is the Laura Geller Baked Blush in the shade Catalina. And this is one that I found at Marshall's. And I've used this a couple of times. And again, this one is really, really pretty. It has a beautiful baked formula. And this one is super pigmented as well. It's very luminous, and it kind of reminds me of like the baked blushes from Milani. And this one is also really beautiful. It's very pigmented. It builds up really, really nicely. It's very creamy on the skin. So I've actually been really loving this one as well, and I'm glad I got it for such a great price at Marshalls. So that is it for blushes. Now let's move on to highlighters. The first one that I have to talk about is this guy. This has become one of my all-time favorite highlights. This highlighter is so stunning. It's just so stunning. So this is the Maleficent Disney Villains ColourPop Super Shock Highlighter in the shade Mistress of All Evil. You guys, this is such a good highlighter. Like, holy shit, it's so beautiful. So what I've noticed about this highlighter is that since it is, well, first of all, let's just show you guys. Look how much I've used this. You guys could tell how much I've loved this highlighter this month. I've probably used this at least 6 or 7 times. I'm actually wearing it as a highlighter today. I did wear the Milk Makeup highlights underneath, and then I kind of topped it off with this to add some extra intensity. But honestly, this was all the intensity that I needed, because like the Milk Makeup ones weren't really giving me enough intensity, but it did add a little bit of a blue underneath. But putting this on top made it so beautiful and intense. Like anything that I add this to, anything that I use this to add to, makes it's so much more intense, and it looks so wet on the skin, and it's just so stunning. Like, look at that, and look how beautiful this is. It's just so gorgeous. It's so gorgeous. And what I do with this highlighter, since it is a Super Shock highlighter, what I do is I tap it on with my finger first, because it's not going to pick up as well with a brush, since it is kind of a pressed Super Shock highlight. Like, it's kind of a pressed version of the Super Shock Sweet Talk. You know the Sweet Talk color that's in, the Sweet Talk eyeshadow, the shade Side to Side in the Sweet Talk palette is a Super Shock shadow that's pressed. This is basically the same kind of thing, and it's a pressed version of a Super Shock highlight. So what I like to do is tap it on with my finger, and then I'll buff it out with a brush. And then what I'll do is dip it into the brush again, and then I will apply it again. And it's just so stunning. But I find that if I tap it on with my finger, it adds like that intensity that I'm looking for. And like, look at that. Like, isn't that so... Like, that's all you have to do is tap it on with your finger, and it just looks so stunning on the skin. So, been obsessed with this too. I freaking love it. Oh my god, I'm getting so tired sitting here. I actually forgot to talk about one more blush, so I'm going to talk about it really quick. The last blush that I wanted to talk about is the Flower Beauty Flower Pots Powder Blush. Oh my god, I'm getting glitter literally everywhere. I just scratched my ear, and I realized that there's so much glitter on my hands. And this one is in the shade Sweet Pea, and this one is a beautiful pink, obviously. It's a beautiful pink, blushy tone pink color, and I've been using this a lot this month. This one and the Laura Geller are probably like the two pinky blushes I've been using the most. And this is so beautiful on the skin as well. The Flower Beauty blushes are so beautiful. That's why I wanted another shade. And this is so pretty for like spring looks. And I've been using it as like a beautiful mauve tone pink. And I freaking love it. Okay. Then of course the other highlighter that I've been obsessed with this month is the Benefit Cheek Leaders Cookie Highlighter. And this is, again, a beautiful highlight. I actually used this with Maleficent, and it was such a gorgeous combination. I loved using both of them together. This one, again, is a gorgeous highlight. Again, the star of the show of this palette is definitely this cookie highlighter. I think I'm going to wear this highlight tomorrow. I'm not sure what I'm going to wear tomorrow, but this is just so beautiful as well. It's so smooth and has like that wet kind of formula that it's very similar to the Maleficent highlighter. It's like very similar to that intensity, but the Milani one is the ColourPop one is definitely more glittery. This one is just like a straight up intense sheen, and it's just so stunning. If you haven't tried this yet because of Jaclyn Hill, you need to, because it is so damn good. It's so beautiful. And honestly, probably an individual one from Benefit would have been $30, but this was beneficial to me because then I was able to try out the Hoola bronzer, which I've never tried before. And I've also never tried the Gold Rush blush, but I definitely love the highlight the most out of this. Oh my god, I'm getting really, really tired, you guys. We still have quite a few products to talk about. Okay, so the next highlighter that I love this month, and I definitely was able to use this more this month than last month when I first got it. I was using this definitely a lot more this month. So this is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlighting Powder in the shade Bloom Time. And this is a gorgeous, gorgeous rose gold. As you guys can see, I've used it quite a bit. And it's beautiful. I love this highlighter. It is such a beautiful springtime highlight. And it's just so pretty. And it has a beautiful like rosy gold to it. And like I said, ever since that I've done that trick that Nikki Tutorial said to not set where your highlight goes, all my highlights have been so much more intense on my skin. And when I did that with this, and I did that in that springtime makeup tutorial, I fell in love with this highlighter. It's just such a gorgeous, like, rosy gold highlight, and it's just so stunning on the skin. And I fell in love with this one again because of Kathleen Light. She recommended this one, and I freaking love it. Excuse me. And then the other two that I've been wearing a lot together, I don't always necessarily really love wearing them by themselves, but I love wearing them in combination with each other. So this is the Urban Decay Afterglow Highlighter in the shade Aura. You guys know how much I love the shade Sin. This is the shade Aura. And again, these are beautiful by themselves, but I love topping it off with the Laura Geller Big Gelato Swirl Illuminator in the shade Diamond Dust. If I've been wearing a pink highlighter this month, it's either been the Bloom Time or I've been wearing these. And this one is a beautiful, like, soft tone, like, pinky purpley kind of highlight. It's very unique, and it's so pretty. It has, like, a soft sheen to it. It's not too intense. Not like as intense as Sin, because Sin is one of my all-time favorites from Urban Decay. It's like my favorite Urban Decay highlight because that's the only one I have from Urban Decay. But I found this one from TJ Marshalls, and I really wanted to try it, and it's beautiful. And then this Laura Geller one in the shade Diamond Dust, which was such a gorgeous, like, white duochrome pink kind of color. But I thought that these would both look beautiful together. Again, I don't love them by themselves, but together they're so pretty. So that one is Diamond Dust, and it's a beautiful, like, duochrome white pink. So they're both stunning, and I probably will wear them more again by themselves, but they're both beautiful. And then the last highlighter we have to talk about is the NARS Fort de France highlighter. Again, I was using this quite a bit this month, and ever since I did that trick that Nikki Tutorial said, this has been so much more stunning on my skin. It is just so pretty. This one's definitely not as intense as the other ones, but NARS, like, does that kind of intensity where it's this one right here. I don't know if you're even going to be able to see because there's so much dang highlight on my skin. Yeah, this one is definitely going to get lost out of all those other intense highlights, but sorry. I'm really getting thirsty talking this much. But it is beautiful. So that is it for the highlighters. But that one's not as intense, but it is really, really beautiful on the skin as well. I didn't use that one as much as the other ones, but I definitely used this one quite a bit. And it is, again, not as crazy as the other ones. And I just wanted to give a personal shout out to Amrezy, the Anastasia Beverly Hills Amrezy highlight, because I have been using this quite a bit this month. I have been trying to hit pan on it, but this is such a stunning highlight, you guys. I've been adding it to a lot of highlighters this month again because I wanted to start using it again. And this is just so beautiful. I love using it in combination with other highlighters and just to use it as like a highlighting topper. It's still one of my favorites, and it is a beautiful highlighter. So that one I love using as well. And it's, you know how much I love this anyway. I use it a ton. So that is it for highlights. Now let's move on to lips. You guys know the only lip liner shout out that I have for this month is the Velveteen's lip liner in the shade Angel by Langcrime. This is, again, so good. I need to sharpen it, but it's so freaking good, you guys. I'm probably not going to be able to swatch it, but it's just a beautiful new toned lip liner, and I wear this with like every single nude lipstick that I have in my collection because that's how much I love it. What is going on? Like, I cannot get my lipstick to look good on that side. Like, it's driving me freaking crazy. Like, literally crazy. It keeps on wearing off every 5 seconds. I'm literally just going over all the lip gloss. I'm actually getting hungry too. That looks so pretty though. This is Jinx by Lime Crime, and this is actually the first time I've actually worn it. And it's not drying at all. Okay, I still don't know if my lipstick actually looks good. But we're just going to end this video anyway. So, top 2 favorite lipsticks this month are these two guys, and they are both by ColourPop. But this one is definitely my #1 lipstick this month. This is probably the first month that I've ever worn a lipstick more than once a week. Or even more than once every like couple of days. I wore this twice in a row at least a couple of times this month. I have been so obsessed with this ColourPop Disney Villains Hades lipstick, and this one is such a beautiful peachy tone nude. I am absolutely obsessed with this lipstick. It is just so stunning. Like, every time I want to wear a nude lipstick, this is my #1 choice. This is one of my favorite lipsticks ever. Like, next to Desi and Katie, this might be my favorite, like, peachy tone lipstick. This is just so good. It's so creamy. Such a perfect shade. Oh my god, I love it. It's just so good, you guys. And this is just one of my favorite lipsticks I've ever had from ColourPop. I feel like every time I get a new nude lipstick from ColourPop, I fall in love with it more and more and more, and it becomes one of my all-time nude lipstick favorites. And this one I think is my favorite one. Like, because it has that perfect peachy tone. And I wore this so much. And it's just such a beautiful formula. So I am obsessed with this. And I love it so much. And then the other shade is the shade Spring Roll from the Spring collection. Again, I love this lipstick. It's such a beautiful pink. I definitely wore these 2 lipsticks the most this month. I wore this one at least 7 times. I wore this so much. And this one I definitely wore at least like 5 times. It is such a beautiful pink, and I love it. It's such a beautiful like nude-toned pink, and it's so beautiful for spring. I feel like this is my go-to lipstick for spring right now. I just love it. Yeah, my lips definitely look better now. I was topping off my lipstick today with the Disney Villains gloss in the shade My Pet. And I didn't really wear this too much, but I feel like it's a little bit too thick. I'm never going to wear it by itself, though, so I wanted to wear it with this lipstick today. And I just feel like since it has a brush applicator, it was kind of breaking up the lipstick on my lips, but it did keep the lipstick from being dry. But that was not a favorite this month. I'm not, like, too obsessed with that because of the brush applicator. And then the other lipstick is from Marshalls. This is the Becca Lush Lip Color Bomb in the shade Almond Phrase. I was wanting to try these for a while, but I didn't want to spend the money on Becca lipsticks, and I've never actually tried a Becca lipstick before. This was my first go in trying them, and Young, Well, and Polished like raves about these, and I was afraid that these were going to be like too sheer tone, but honestly, this has a lot of pigment to it. So this one is the shade Almond Phrase. It's a beautiful like pinky color, and I've been wearing this a lot. I'll wear this a lot like after work to like throw on a lipstick. Like I wore this a couple times out like with my mom to go out to dinner. I've been convincing my mom to go out to dinner more. And it's just a really pretty like throw on lipstick, but it has enough pigment and it's not drying. It's a really smooth, beautiful formula. And I've been really loving this. Like I've just been using this on Fridays for makeup and chill Fridays and stuff, or when I go to my boyfriend's house, and it's just really good. It's just a really beautiful lightweight lipstick. And it's not really balmy to me. It feels like a lipstick to me. So, and then the other one that I've been using the most this month is the L'Oreal Color Riche matte lipstick in the shade 983 Utmost Taupe. And like I said, I had never tried a L'Oreal lipstick either. And this one I've definitely been using quite a few times this month. This one is definitely a lot more brown tone, like more of like a typical nude shade as compared to the Haiti shade, which is a lot more orange. But this one has a really nice formula as well. This one is definitely more drying though than this one. Like ColourPop has like a perfect lipstick formula to me, and so does MAC. But the L'Oreal one is definitely a little bit more drying, but it is a really beautiful lipstick. I did use this, I believe, in my last Makeup and Chill Fridays last week, so you can see me apply it in that video. And then the last lipstick is the Beauty Bakery, what is this, Cake Pop lipstick in the shade Bikini Ice. And this is their matte lipstick. And this is beautiful as well. I did use this one quite a bit too. This one's a lot more smooth than the L'Oreal one. It just feels really nice and creamy when you swatch it. So these are all the newer lipsticks that I tried this past month. And honestly, I got a ton of use out of them. And I thought it was just going to be this guy, but I did get just these two lipsticks this past month. And honestly, they're all so good. I definitely fell in love with all of these formulas. So, and the one I'm wearing on my lips is the Lime Crime in Jinx. And I, of course, love Lime Crime Velveteen, so this is no exception. And yeah, that is it, you guys. And the gloss favorite, oh my god, I forgot about this. The one gloss I've been wearing a ton is the Wet Cherry Gloss by Lime Crime. You guys know I loved this last month, I'm pretty sure, but this is the shade Cherry Crush. Such a gorgeous, juicy lip gloss. Honestly, I returned the Lime Crime topper and the Unicorn topper to Marshalls because I felt like I wasn't going to use those lip toppers as much as this, and since I had already purchased this Villains one from ColourPop, I was like, I don't need those two, and honestly, I wasn't really too thrilled with them. But honestly, I'm kind of annoyed about this one because of the brush applicator, because it's such a beautiful shade, and I'm not going to wear it on its own, but whatever, that's my fault. At least it's not as expensive as like other glosses are, which I don't typically purchase high-end glosses anyway, but it's okay. So anyway, that is it for this favorites video. I'm so damn tired now, so I have to go. I love you guys. Please like and subscribe. Follow me on all my social media. Let me know if you guys saw Avengers yet. Please comment below what you thought of the movie. No spoilers, please. Do not spoil it for other people. And let me know what your favorites were this month. I would love to know. So yeah, that's it, you guys. Bye.